Hello, hello, yogis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. Maybe it's not Wednesday where you are. Maybe it's a different day. Maybe you're choosing to do this class on a different day, which is totally okay. Hello, hello, yogis. So as you can see, I am not in my home studio. I am at a studio that I teach at in Glen Rose, Texas, called Yoga for All Kinds. So this is a studio space. If you do live locally and you've been curious about what this space looks like, well, now you don't have to wonder anymore. It is such an adorable little space. It is super intimate. There's room for about 8 people in this room, plus an instructor. We've maxed it out at 12 before, which was like mat to mat, basically. But it is such a cool little space. Right now, I'm teaching 4 classes a week here. I teach at 5:30 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Thursday at 8:30. And that Thursday class is more of a gentle practice, kind of like what we're going to do today, maybe a little bit more sensation in the body. But for today, I recommend that you have a blanket and a bolster, maybe an extra bolster and a couple blocks. If you don't have a bolster. If you have a bolster, if you have 2 bolsters, then you don't need the blocks. And a bolster can be a pillow. Something that I like to use when I'm at home is a big, firm, king-size pillow. You can roll up a pillow, you can roll up a blanket. There's a lot of different options for being at home. So we're going to start today's practice in child's pose. So bringing your blanket across your mat. I feel like I'm so far away from you. And then bringing a bolster out in front of you, bringing your big toes to touch and bringing your knees out wide as feels comfortable in your body today. And then starting to walk your upper body down onto your bolster. I invite you to start with your left ear down. Just really allow yourself to sink into this opening posture. Really allow yourself to settle in here. Maybe you want to close down your eyes. Flip your palms, palm facing down. Sink your hips back as you lengthen your crown forward, creating length and space through the spine. And let's start to become aware of the natural rhythm of our breath. Feel your inhale expand and your exhale release. Feel your inhale expand and your exhale release. Staying connected to the breath and really allowing the breath to help you to sink more deeply into your pose. And let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths here. Inhale through the nose, send the breath into the belly, fill the lungs, fully expand, pause at the top. Open mouth, exhale, breathe it out, let it go, let your body sink into the prop. And again, deep breath in, full breath out, deep breath in, full breath out. Come back to your more natural rhythm of breath. And just allow yourself to be. So this month we're focused on yoga philosophy and the 8 limbs that a teacher many years ago taught us, called the 8-limbed yogic path. In these 8 limbs, there is yamas, which are our relationship to the outside world, niyamas, which are our relationship to the inside world. We have asana, which is the physical practice, the physical posture. We have pranayama, which is breath control or breath restriction or breath awareness. We have pratyahara, which is drawing inward. We have dhyana, which is meditative absorption. Dharana, which is focused concentration. And then we have samadhi, which is bliss. So we travel through these different limbs, and that it's not linear. And our yoga practice connects us to these different pieces. So let's become aware of our pranayama. Feel the inhale, expand, and the exhale, release. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. And the first of the niyamas is called saucha. And saucha means cleanliness. So I chose happy baby, or I chose child's pose because we all want clean children, I think. And I made that little correlation or connection to help myself and help you remember. And when we think of cleanliness, we're really thinking about, yes, the physical self and our clothes and presenting ourselves in clean, tidy ways. But it's also our thoughts, it's also our feelings, it's also our relationships. Choosing cleanliness in what we put in our minds, what we put in our bodies, what we put in our hearts. Making that choice to choose things that are good for us rather than bad. They seem obvious, but this is one of the guidelines as to how to live as a yogi. From here, we're going to shift ourselves up out of this pose. Let's lift our upper body up. Place the bolster crossway. Let's bring our legs together and shift ourselves down. And we're going to place our hips, come down onto our backs, placing our hips on the bolster, coming all the way down and coming into happy baby, supported happy baby. You can really tuck your legs in, or you can have your feet parallel to the ceiling and your knees down by your side. Find what feels right in your body today. I'm actually going to keep the feet tucked in, just kind of hang out here. Feeling that in the hips, feeling that through the spine. And our next niyama is contentment. So I thought happy baby was a great reflection of contentment, and in Sanskrit that is santosha. And this principle is about being happy and grateful and practicing non-attachment to the things that we don't have in our lives, to our desires. So it's really interesting because as we look at the niyamas, another niyama is the burning of desire. And then we have contentment where we want to practice non-attachment. So we have this duality. We have this paradigm where two opposite ideas can both guide us forward to a happy, blissful life. So even though we have desires, we can allow ourselves to be content with where we are. We can be grateful for what we have, and we can be grateful for what we don't have. This to me is a way of being content. Maybe you want to tuck the left foot in and extend the right leg out long. This is a really good stretch through the hamstrings. Maybe you want to bring a smile to your face. Maybe close down the eyes and just kind of connect to that internal space of contentment. Tuck the right leg in, extend the left leg out. If you did on the other side, doing to one side what you would do to the other. Maybe you lift the tailbone up off the floor. Maybe you tuck the tailbone down into the bolster. Return to your breath and just connect to where you experience and feel content in your life. And to me, contentment is this underlying current that is not affected by external circumstances. To me, happiness is something that is created by external circumstances, whereas contentment is just this deep sense of happiness. From here, we're going to bring the legs together and extend them straight up toward the ceiling. I invite you to cactus out your arms and really allow your shoulders to sink into the floor. Close down your eyes. Maybe pedal out your feet. Letting yourself hang out in legs up the wall. As we look at Asteya, which is the next Niyama, and it is burning of desire. Burning of desire or heat or burning desire. So I believe that we each have this calling inside of us. This desire inside of us of how we want to uniquely influence the world. And what our unique contribution is to evolution, to other humans. And when I think of Asteya, or this burning desire, this passion, that is what it signifies for me. And I feel this passion most when I'm doing whatever it is that really lights me up. It really makes me feel like this is what I have been here to do. I feel purposeful. I feel fulfilled. I feel like I know exactly what I'm here to do. So I invite you to kind of reflect within yourself, what is that burning desire? What is your unique gift? What is your unique contribution? And it doesn't even have to be that no one else is doing it. You're doing it in your own unique way. Let's take a few more deep breaths here and really breathe into our lungs and our heart space. And still in control, pull the knees into the chest, wrap the hands around the knees. Let's gently rock side to side. Place your feet on the floor. Press your hips into the floor. Lift your hips up. Slide that bolster up from underneath you. Let your spine come down one vertebrae at a time. And then maybe you gently shift from side to side. Take your bolster out to the right side, and if you have a second bolster, you may want to bring it down to the left, or if you have blocks or whatever props you have, and then come back down onto your back. And we're coming into supported fallen tree, extending your left leg out, pulling your right knee in, and then bring your right leg out to the side, finding the bolster, bringing the right foot into the inside edge of the left leg. And once again, I invite you to cactus out your arms, and just really allow that knee to fall open. This is a very, very gentle hip opener. Fallen tree. So the next niyama is self-reflection, self-awareness, self-knowledge. So it's when we reflect, when we take the time to reflect. And maybe there are moments where you feel triggered. That is a time to reflect. Maybe there are moments where you feel like you are in total reaction to a circumstance, a situation, an individual. And that's the opportunity to step back and reflect and become more self-aware and look within to know yourself better. And if we didn't have the experiences that trigger us, we would not have the opportunity for growth. It's just like in our meditation practice. We think that in meditation, our mind isn't supposed to wander, but it's actually the wandering of the mind that allows us to do a meditation practice. Because it is through that that we draw the mind back. And it's like we're working our mind muscle, we're working our muscle to focus. And if our mind didn't wander, we wouldn't have that opportunity. So we want to draw the mind back in. When we have those triggering experiences, we want to take that as an opportunity to know ourselves better and to figure out, how can I heal here? What do I have that is unhealed? We can use it as a sign and a signal and a light post of awareness to, oh, there's something here for me to look more deeply at. Let's bring our knee through center, take a moment, squeeze it in, extend it out long, bring the left leg up, let it fall out to the left. You may need to switch your bolster to the opposite side. Let that knee fall out. Once again, you can cactus out your arms. And I invite you to close down your eyes. And ask yourself, search in your memory for the last time that you felt sad, angry, frustrated, confused, and take some time to reflect within yourself, gaining a deeper understanding, a deeper awareness, more self-knowledge as to what was actually the root cause of that emotional reaction. Take some time to reflect. When was the last time that that happened in your life, and what can you learn from that experience? Slowly, gently bring that knee in, pull it into the front line. Bring the right knee to meet the left, pull both knees in, grab the backs of the knees, rock yourself up. And we're going to set ourselves up in our supported butterfly. So this is one of my favorite restorative postures. And how I'm going to do it here is I'm going to roll up this blanket and place that rolled up blanket at the back of my mat, taking the bolster and creating this nice backrest. And then I'm going to use the other bolster to support my knees. As I bring the soles of the feet together, knees come out wide, backing my tailbone right up to the other bolster and leaning back. Finding this really comfortable, supported posture. I invite you to close down your eyes here, let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. The final niyama is total surrender to the divine. So I believe that that's going to be different and be interpreted differently for every individual. And you decide, what is the divine to you? Is it God? Is it evolution? Is it Allah? Is it Buddha? Is it Krishna? What is the divine to you? What is the guiding force that you believe is watching over you and guiding you forward? It's full surrender and trust in our own path, in our own process, in our own journey. Fully releasing and trusting in that higher power, whatever that is for you. So as we're here in this very surrendered pose, I invite you to allow yourself, ask yourself, where can I bring in more surrender to my life? Where can I be more okay with where I am and more trusting in where I'm going? Let's reconnect to the breath and just really let ourselves be in this pose and have this reflection. Where can I bring in more surrender? Where can I let go? Where can I trust more in my path and in my journey?
And let's start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Flip the palms, palm facing down into the floor. Slowly, gently press yourself up. Guide your knees back together. I'm going to leave the bolster underneath my knees and place the other bolster off to the side, and then unroll the blanket and leave that for underneath my head. Coming into our final resting pose, know that you can utilize your props in any way that feels good in your body. Feeling nice and supported, feeling grounded, hands are down by your side. Let's close down our eyes and take 3 deep breaths. With each exhale, see if you can allow yourself to sink more deeply into the floor. Letting yourself fully surrender, fully sink. And let's just take a moment to reflect on these 5 different principles. So first we have cleanliness, saucha, cleanliness of body, cleanliness of thought, cleanliness of emotion, cleanliness of relationship, cleanliness in nutrition. There's so many different ways to apply this. Next, we have santosha, which is contentment. And that's being content with what we have and what we don't, and everything in between. Next, we have asteya, which is this deep burning desire, this deep burning passion within us, this calling. I call it the yogi's calling in my training programs. And every person does a passion project for whatever it is that's calling to them inside. And then we have that inner knowing, that inner reflection, that self-awareness. And then we have total surrender to the divine, whatever that means for you. Applying these principles to your own life in your own unique way, through your own unique lens. Let's take a few more breaths here and allow that information to expand within us with the breath. Let's take 2 more. Big breath in. Full breath out. And again, big breath in. Full breath out. Let's draw our knees back into our chest. Gently rock side to side. Grab the backs of your knees and rock yourself up into a seated position. Round down into your sitting bones, get nice and tall from your tailbone through the crown of your head. Let's press our palms together and tuck our chin to our chest. Taking a moment to bow to ourselves, to bow to our practice, and to bow to the wisdom that is within the yogic philosophy. Maybe these are new concepts, or maybe these are concepts that you've always known have been within you. Or maybe they're in alignment with what you already believe. Philosophy is ideas that we can choose to believe in or not. I believe that the Niyamas, the 8-limbed path, yogic philosophy offers us the opportunity to be better humans, to live happier lives, to be more fulfilled. And that's why I love to live in alignment with these philosophies. Thank you so much for being here today, for sharing this space, for being a yogi, for being the person that you are, for being the energy that you are on this earth. You have the ability to influence others in positive ways. The light, the love, the wisdom in me sees, honors, reflects, and encourages the light, the love, the wisdom in you. Namaste. Again, I'm here at Yoga for All Kinds today in Glen Rose, Texas. It is so wonderful to have you here. I hope to see you again on your mats very, very soon. And until then, may your light be your guide. Mwah.